totally raw footage here, as I have no way to edit this into something that doesn't have, well, I don't do much editing anyway. So here we go. So upper cross syndrome is something that typically comes when, excuse me, people sit for long periods of time, either working at a desk or driving in a car. And what ends up happening is your shoulders kind of hunch forward like this. And you might not even notice that it's happening to you, but if you work in that kind of environment, likely it is happening. And there's one easy way to test for the upper cross syndrome, or to assess for upper cross syndrome. And again, it's not a medical diagnosis necessarily. I'm not trying to diagnose a medical problem here. I'm just trying to make people aware of what upper cross syndrome might, if they have it, or if they might have it. And then my stretching video talks a little bit about some stretches that you can do to help alleviate upper cross syndrome. And then later on, we'll do some stuff about exercises that you can do, strength training stuff to kind of help pull things together. So here we go. Without further ado, you need to find yourself a door or a wall that doesn't have things like this on it or this on it, because you need to be able to back right up against it. So if you have a solid door, we'll do that. We're going to back up against the door. You're going to stand about a foot or so away from the door, and then you're going to sit back into it. Okay, so you sit back into the door, kind of like you're doing a wall sit, but you're not doing a wall sit. And then take both hands and place them up against, so that your upper arms are parallel to the ground, and your back is flat against the wall, as flat as you can get it. Keep your stomach tucked in tightly. And what you're looking for, and you do this with both hands, but clearly I'm holding the camera with one of them. So what you're looking to do is you're looking to assess whether or not your arm or your hand touches the wall. And a lot of people who suffer from upper cross, they can't get their elbow back and their wrist back at the same time. And then once you've established that, wherever your positioning is, you can slide your arm up slowly and then slide it back down. And you should, it's like right now, I'm exaggerating that I'm not touching the wall, right? I can't, my wrist is nowhere near the wall. But normally I can. I don't have to force it. I'm not really working to get that back there. It just naturally falls. I mean, we're pretty close, right? So that's it. So if you have upper cross syndrome, you will end up with difficulty getting your elbow and your wrist or your hands to touch the wall all at the same time. So if you're using two hands, let me see if I can get this set up and show you what it looks like if you're using two hands. So you kind of sit back into the wall a little bit and put both hands up like this. My hands touch. If I wasn't wearing a watch, my wrists would also touch. And you slide up. This is actually a good mobility exercise for your shoulders as well. And then slide back down. And your hands should stay in contact. If they don't, then likely you have upper cross syndrome, and we can work on that. So best thing to do is to go through the stretches that I have in my stretching video. There's some good ones in there to stretch out your chest, stretch out your back a little bit. Chances are, though, your back is going to be well stretched if you're suffering from upper cross. We'll talk about that in a later video. Take care. Have a great day. Look, it's Pluto.